May I come in, sir?
Yes, come in.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone.
Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
So, Vaibhav, have you joined the service?
Yes, sir. I've joined the Indian Revenue Services, Customs and Indirect Taxes, but I have taken on EOL and I'm presently on leave.
So you must be keeping track on income tax and customs and things like that.
Yes, sir.
At least news coming around that.
Yes, sir.
So there was a report that Supreme Court has said that ED and the PMLA and others, they cannot and should not arrest, and given some ideas how arrest can be done. Have you heard that news?
Yes, sir. It was a recent case. I think the Radhika Agarwal case in that the judgment was.
So
given.
what was the judgment? What exactly has been said?
Sir, primarily the judgment related to how the Customs Act and how the arrest happened in CGST and the Customs Act, in which the Supreme Court has ordered that, unlike similar to how for police there's the procedure is followed, similarly for CGST and Customs Act, officials should also report the reasons behind the arrest in writing, and also inform the people who are arrested on the grounds on which they are being prosecuted. So all these have similar to police. Now the similar regulations apply also for the CGST and Customs Act.
Okay. So is there any criteria prescribed for the person who is arresting it? Some order is related to them also.
So I'm sorry that I'm not able to recall any specific.
Accountability, in terms of accountability, if you can recollect.
So with respect to accountability, it was that the official should have the authority and
Of course they should have to arrest.
Yes, sir.
But while arresting him, there is some formality he has to do. He has to do something.
Sir, it was mainly with they have to give in writing the reasons to believe why they are arresting and the evidences behind the arrest, like what evidence they have in their possession.
So, do you think it will change the situation? Because most of the arrests are, if you are purely on the subject, or it is done through some kind of interference from some source, from some corner, political interference or any other interference. So, do you think that will make a change on the ground?
So on ground, I think it will make some changes with respect, I think, to in cases specifically wherein people may not be privy to the knowledge that they have done something wrong and they are being arrested. And in other cases, I think there's the issue of political interference, and which Supreme Court had highlighted during the Arvind Kejriwal case, wherein the Supreme Court said that the grounds for arrest had not been properly communicated. So on a similar line, I think those issues which had cropped up earlier, those will be streamlined and they will be better.
But the point is that even now, the grounds can be manufactured, and the same figure, same particular evidence can be interpreted in so many ways. So if there is a pressure from your superiors to arrest the person for some reason or the other, then still those arrests may continue, isn't it?
Definitely, sir. I think that issue may still exist, because similar to police, I think now we are bringing these acts on a similar position. And since policing also has a similar challenge, this will again also have those on the same lines.
Okay. US aid, some people say US aid was the soft power of US. Helping the poor, helping them for their health, for livelihood, and so on and so forth. Now USA has completely said we are not going to support it. Do you think it was wise on the part of the USA to, by giving little money to different countries, they are basically getting the power of recognition of a leader for human rights, for this and for that? Do you think it's a loss in the long run for US?
Sir, the changes US has brought into its foreign policy with respect to how they see their global power dynamics, it was due to that they stopped the US aid. However, sir, because US aid was directly an aspect of people-to-people diplomacy, there's definitely they will lose out on the recognition that they presently had from, because programs related to diseases which were run in Africa, those were abruptly stopped. So due to that, now a negative connotation will develop. However, they may look at their idea is something different, that since they will be giving technology and other provisions, they will still have the same idea of offshore their global power will
But do
still
you think
remain.
there is a sort of opportunity for good leaders in these troubled times to develop or insist on developing their own capacities so that they don't need any help like this from any other country when developing themselves? Like America can say, make America again. Why Tanzania cannot say Tanzania first? Tanzania can say Tanzania first. They will find their problems and try to solve them, like we did after independence.
Sir, considering
Do you think that can be used as an opportunity, and some leaders will really come up, or leadership is completely?
So leadership will definitely come up here, but how that leadership now transforms, let's compare to India, will be very different, because that age in which we rose, the technology was
I'm
not.
not talking about India. I was thinking this can be used like in African nations. They can be used as an opportunity. Instead of expecting the vaccine to come from US, they can try and negotiate with other countries like India and other countries, and then this focus will change, and then America will lose more.
Yes, sir, definitely that will be, I think, the moving forward that will happen.
Okay. Now tell me, what is the soft power of India? How do you see soft power of India?
So Indian soft power at present, sir, is one of the critical aspect is HADR, that humanitarian and disaster resilience. We provide a lot of help. Then our cinema, which is very popular in Central Asia, and along with this, our cultural connect that is prominent in the form of yoga, Buddhism, and in other religious forms like Hindu temples are being built across the world today. All these together bring our soft power in the world.
So India's soft power, a Hindu temple outside may be impact or effect of soft power, but how can it be soft power? Exporting temple to other countries can be an effect of the other aspects of Indian society having a good image outside, and that's why the other countries are also allowing various sort of concessions like making temples there. So it could be an impact of soft power rather than soft power itself.
Sir, both are, I think, correlated, because the effect of soft power is coming, like when a temple is built, more people will be like coming to know about our culture, our understanding of things. And when this happens, further the promotion.
Why they allow your temple to be built there? They will allow only if they see some reason in it. India can't go by force and make a temple there. So because of that soft power only, they are allowing the temples to be built, isn't it?
Yes, sir, because of the soft power.
And that will help, of course, have the kind of thing. Is there anything else done for increasing soft power of the country?
So nothing I can recall right
So many countries are getting scholarship. They're coming to India, getting a scholarship. We are giving donations to some countries. We give vaccine to so many countries. Don't you think so?
Yes, sir, those are like more on the economic aspect that we were helping, for example, Sri Lanka.
That's also soft power. So many trainees.
Yes, sir. For then educational scholarships.
Are we using that soft power fully, or there are some developments in India which are really going to take away some of our soft power.
I'm sorry, sir, the second part of the question, can you repeat?
Second, okay, there are so many developments happening in India these days, which will have an impact outside. And you might have seen kind of communal riots happening, people going before in front of the mosque and trying to celebrate why they can celebrate anywhere. The idea is to tease some communities. And that message in IT age is going to elsewhere also. Everybody is seeing it. Do you think we will lose on that, on our soft power, if we don't really make a correction?
So the projection of soft power that happens in the world is very correlated to other countries. So if something like people protesting outside or celebrating outside a mosque, how that is projected is very critical in the Western or the global world.
But IT these days, communication is so much developed, then all ideas will go there, and everybody will be able to make out 2 + 2 = 4. So that you can't hide by sort of captive media beyond a point. So do you think it will hurt in the long run? It might hurt our soft power to some extent?
So I don't think it will hurt, but definitely how that events occur. If something is violent in nature, definitely it will hurt.
It becomes violent then?
If it turns violent, yes, sir, it will hurt our like projection of soft power, because certain like West Asian countries won't have a very good amicable understanding of
Even
India.
European countries don't like this. Even European countries, they may not be directly concerned with that, but they don't like it.
Yes, sir, they will also have a negative perception of our standards.
Now let's do one thing. Immigration is becoming an international issue. If I say that, what will be your reaction?
Yes, sir, immigration is an international issue, because the global politics, which is with the rise of the right-wing parties, is definitely directly correlated with how immigration is happening in European and Western nations. And that is like shaping the world global order also.
This is an issue nowadays. Earlier we had issue with Bangladesh immigration. But then Bangladesh GDP went little higher. Immigration stopped, or at least it came down. And now Bangladesh goes in bad shape again. There will be again immigration to India. That's because of economic immigration. Isn't it? Yes. Then people from Myanmar came, Rohingya came. Then Trump has raised immigration issues. So don't you think it's becoming, in the long run, it is going to be a domestic political campaign issue also?
So for India, I think already the idea behind immigration, which happens due to economic reasons, has been a domestic issue. For example, in Assam, today in West Bengal, recent in Jharkhand elections also, it was raised as a political pitch. So I think the issue of immigration is, I think, now definitely tied in Indian domestic politics.
As a political campaign
Yes,
issue.
sir. And because of the economic relation this has on the country, and also for India, there's a cultural issue also, because the whole political idea.
That's right. So suppose the Bangladeshi comes here and we react in certain fashion, and an Indian goes to US, then we react in certain fashion. What is the difference between these two reactions?
So when a Bangladeshi comes to India, it depends on how he has come. If it is an illegal immigration,
Indians also go to America in an illegal manner. Manner of going there is the same. Then what will be difference in your reactions? Will you feel sorry for the person who has gone to US and been deported, and be happy for the person who has come from Bangladesh and has been deported?
So the misery of a human being cannot be one of happiness for anyone. But however, sir, considering it's our nation, I will definitely not want immigrants to forcefully come into our nation. Similarly, from the US.
And you would like our people to go to US?
No, sir, I would not like them to illegally go there, because when they go there illegally, it also spreads a perception, especially in a world where it is online, that about Indians, and the idea that illegal immigrants are coming in that nation, it hurts our idea of a global power.
Okay, my last question. Do we have immigration law?
So we have a law related to foreigners, but we don't have any specific law for immigration.
So immigration could be a human right issue as well. And you said we are good at human rights, resilience or disaster related issues. And we always say, Sarve Bhavanti Sukhna, Sarve, and the world is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. But we don't have immigration law. Don't you think there is a contradiction?
So this is because India has since partition, it has always taken it on a case by case basis. For example, when Tibetans came in, Sri Lankans came in, we have taken it on a case by case basis, and on that we have taken. Now, if something may lead to issues in our country and challenges for our as a nation, we are not maybe as ready to accept those. That is why for Bangladeshis or for Rohingyas, there was an active protest and people were sent back.
Thank you, sir. Vaibhav, what do you think are important qualities of a leader?
Ma'am, a leader is someone who is very emotionally intelligent. He is able to rally people about the right ideas, even if they may be tough for everyone to get behind. And he has a strong character, not only in his public life, also in his private life, so is able to go through adversity, whatever may be the circumstances.
Okay. Do you think you have qualities of a leader?
Now, I will definitely say I have certain qualities, and others I'm trying to imbibe in myself.
So what is missing?
Ma'am, I'm learning about the last aspect about being able to go through adversity in my private life also, because that only shapes our whole character.
Okay. In your DAF, I see that there's a lot of impact of artificial intelligence and overall data modeling. Yes, this Best Data Visualization Award, NLP for language modeling, etc. They all hint towards artificial intelligence.
Yes.
So, do you feel that how is artificial intelligence, in your opinion, changing the job scenario in the country?
Ma'am, artificial intelligence has helped to increase the productive aspect of jobs and change the nature of certain jobs like customer representation or writing, because now the basic work of writing is being fulfilled through AI technologies, and the more productive aspects like better enhancements, those are being done by individuals. So it is bringing up more creative people to the fore in these
Or should
jobs.
I say the opposite's happening, where the basic writing is being done by man and it's being improved by AI?
Yes, ma'am, that can be also looked, because it sets a benchmark for all writing now, that this is the basis level that everyone is able to reach. So in that way, yes, ma'am.
Okay, if I have to speak in terms of skilled and unskilled labor and the impact of artificial intelligence, now what would your answer be on how artificial intelligence is changing our work environment?
Ma'am, firstly, for unskilled labor, there may be losses, but since AI at present is more related, the work is in service industry or software industry is more. So we are not seeing a loss of jobs, but in the future when our industrial manufacturing is or starting to be automated, there will be losses. However, the nature of jobs will again change. People will move from in unskilled labor to semi-skilled, wherein they will be maintaining these AI system, like AI machinery, AI robotics. Those will be the type of jobs people will be taking.
Now, let us say that you are the secretary, and what measures would you take to reform the job market, or to ensure that these unskilled labor gets jobs in the future, they're future ready? They need to be reformed.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So what measures should be taken?
Ma'am, as the secretary, firstly, to understand this whole market and how the change, we'll need to have some active access to what is happening in the global market and how it has shaped. For example, taking from China, Germany, how the change has happened in the industrial pipelines. Next, I will, as the secretary, I will try to collaborate with agencies who will set up ITIs, and through those I will through subsidized rates help these people to go to from unskilled to semi-skilled. And lastly, ma'am, the companies which are coming into our state, in any state, they will be like incentivized to set up their when they set up their whole manufacturing or industries, they will be incentivized that they also set up certain like skill programs in their company for people working, so that they are able to upskill inside that.
We already have ITIs, so why would you set up new ITIs?
Ma'am, the
We already have skill development programs.
Ma'am, my answer was more related to like in Odisha, what they have done, that they were ITIs, but those ITIs have now been upgraded to the standards that are at present, and they have been brought to a global quality levels that are now being implemented all across state. And within 7 years, like Odisha has seen like a very high uptick in the number, because like a recent article was in Mint. So that is why like that was the base I was thinking. And along with that, the skill development programs are there. It is more critical for the implementation, and that's why we need incentivized through subsidies or through other programs that
And
companies
we will
implement.
reform what skills are actually being imparted
Uh,
as compared to right now.
yes, ma'am, that is required, and for that we need international understanding of what are the skills these international supply pipelines now need.
Okay. Now, one last question. That you've won the Best Data Visualization Award. So, what softwares are used for this visualization? Some computer
Yes, ma'am.
languages used.
Mine was, ma'am, since this was specifically more like we had the code, we had a data, so we had just used Python, and through that we had used the visualizations.
India has large number of engineers. However, even now our colleges are not teaching Python, whereas in developed countries, even primary school students learn Python. Now, how do we reform this? What measures should be taken?
Ma'am, this reform is directly linked to the the teacher training and the understanding that how it is related to industrial linkages. And that is why the change requires at a school level. There are certain schools that teach Python, but those are the schools that like private schools who are good teachers. So that is why other schools which may not have those facilities, we need that teacher training program firstly. And at college level, the syllabuses are not periodically revised, and that has to change. And I think UGC has to look into that. Every university every 3 to 4 years revises its syllabus, and it is more inclined to industrial requirements.
My last question. Which body regulates engineering courses?
Ma'am, All India Technical, AICTE.
AICTE and not UGC.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Vaibhav Kumar. You're from West Bengal?
No, sir. I'm traditional. Like my family belongs to Bihar. I was born since my father worked in West Bengal.
Okay. Recently, we had a very unfortunate incident of rape and murder of a doctor in Calcutta. Okay. So, what key reforms do you suggest we need to undertake for better safety of doctors?
So for safety of doctors, firstly, immediate reform is that at whatever posting they are, they should at those places they should have guards and personnel who can protect them at any cost, because a lot of times they are posted at very remote places. However, the long term, I think, reform is that since these issues are societal and the challenges people are facing, we need more awareness around the issue that doctors, if they are facing not in only for this case, for other cases where maybe a patient has died and people attack doctors, for those also we need societal understanding that doctors are not always able to protect, but they always try their best. So that societal awareness has to be brought in.
What are the key demands from the doctors who are protesting in Calcutta? Are you aware of them?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not able to
no
recall
problem.
right now.
Health is a state subject, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Can we not shift it to the central list or concurrent list so that there can be better uniformity in managing health ecosystem in the country?
Such health as a state subject is because every state has its own needs and requirements. For example, Jharkhand with a huge tribal population, so health has and issues like anemia as a big issue in Jharkhand. So we need different set of requirements in each state for health issues. However, sir, considering the limited scope the states have with the respect of research innovation, maybe, sir, health can be brought in concurrent list, and the research innovation and the PGs, those can be like regulated at a central level so that we have more standardization in their education and facilities across the nation.
Okay. Why is anemia more common in Jharkhand?
So this is related to sickle cell HBS, hemoglobin S, which is more genetic in nature, and since inbreeding had occurred within the tribals over generations, and this inbreeding helps them protect from malaria. It is the reason why this has persisted in the population over time.
Why it is called sickle cell?
So this is because when the oxygen is low in the environment, the hemoglobin cells turn into a sickle cell shape, like they have a sickle shaped. So that is why it is called sickle cell anemia.
So they turn into sickle shape, otherwise they are of normal shape.
So when the oxygen requirements turns low, because
Only
they have
then they will be getting that shape. Are you sure about this? Please read about this, okay?
I'm sorry, I'll definitely read
no
more.
problem. Can you tell us some recent developments in mathematics and computing?
So one was the recent Nobel Prize which was given in physics, but it was related to like the development in AI for backpropagation and other works in neural networks.
Mm-hmm.
So other than that, I cannot recall any more.
Okay, no problem. Since you have done graduation in mathematics and computing, how come you decided to take anthropology as your option?
So my choice of anthropology was because I was working, and by the time I left, I had 4 months to prepare for UPSC. So in that time frame, I think anthropology was the subject which was most apt for me to prepare. So that is why I chose it. And along with that, sir, because it is a social science, it gave me a better understanding also of what are the issues which we'll face in society once we become administrators. So these were the two reasons for choosing it as a subject.
Do you find any applications of mathematics and computing in anthropology?
So computing, the mathematics and computing part, so first is the genetics. In genetics, it is applied. Then, sir, computing is directly used for all the research and studies today. Like surveys are sampled on computing, and then they are visualized today. All anthropological data is analyzed. Those answer the changing aspect wherein digital anthropology is coming up, wherein studies are being done on how people interact in an online environment, how memes are shaping culture today. All these are taken up today. As part of anthropology.
My last question to you, you have been associated with data analytics to a larger extent. Can you name any one sector where you feel big data is not yet fully utilized?
Sir, big data is definitely not utilized with how we handle our how we handle garbage and other data, because that amount is large.
Waste management
because we have a lot of waste, but it is not the data is not collected in most cities, and since it is not collected, industries are not ready to set up their CBG plants and provide gas to in a city. So that is where we can definitely have more data collection.
Thank you.
Mr. Vaibhav Kumar, very interesting hobby, watching tactical analysis of football matches. In my opinion, there are two greats in terms of managing club is concerned, that is Alex Ferguson and Pep Guardiola. What is the difference between the both so far as tactical analysis is concerned?
So since I have watched Pep Guardiola more, so Pep Guardiola is more like methodological in his approach. He looks at every game in a different way, but he has a very strategic system which he applies across the year. That this is the approach and this is how we will play, and every player has to accommodate that. And its basis is ball rotation and keeping the ball and possession. However, Sir Alex Ferguson was more a person who had he more focused on the abilities of his players, and he built a system on counter-attacking football, in which while they were like a very good formidable unit, but their focus was more on counter-attack and scoring goals.
Where is the tactical ability now? Pep Guardiola is losing so many matches in whole career. He has not.
Sir, I think it is also since it's a very rigid system, I think it is more related to the human quality, that people are like trained in a system, but other teams are able to adapt to his approach. And all the most prominent players in his system are turning old, like Kevin De Bruyne is in his late 30s now. So that is why the flexibility in his system is not able to approach through any substitution or quick changes in the match. And that is why they are not able to adapt, and that is why they are losing games on a regular basis.
Why English Premier League is so popular? Not the Bundesliga, not the La Liga. Why it's so popular?
So the popularity of English Premier League is directly linked to, firstly, sir, how it was popularized in India. In early 2000, it started to be broadcasted on TV, and at that time, no other league was being regularly broadcasted. And along with that, so the type of game that is played in England, which is very fast-paced and physical, that is more entertaining to watch for the maybe not so like a hardcore viewer. So that is the two reasons it is more popular today.
Don't you think the old era has gone about homegrown talent? Now Pep Guardiola supporting buying talent.
So this is more buying talent is more for the larger clubs, but the smaller clubs are like RC Lens and other small teams are always dependent. And then there is Barcelona in the recent past has shown that they have relied on their academy again, wherein 16 and 17-year-olds have gained popularity, and Yamal was the reason. One of the prominent reasons was Spain winning the Euros. So that shows while buying talent is there, homegrown talents have equally contributed in the world of football now.
Okay, you are from Burdwan. Have you heard about the famous story of that Jamindar of Burdwan? He surrendered his Jamindari, then he bought it.
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not known about the story. I'll go and read about it.
You are an engineer now. Musk wants to colonize Mars. Economically viable, technically feasible?
So the economic viability is definitely not there at present, and the technical feasibility, I think, is something that he wants, but it will take a very long time. For example, sir, even for Moon, we are still conducting experiments and the viability is still being seen. On a similar aspect, I think for Mars, it is even tougher. So it will take a very long time to make it feasible.
Some question from your anthropology. Have you heard about Homo habilis?
Yes, sir.
What is this Homo habilis?
So Homo habilis were the first tool makers who were found in Oldowan Gorge.
When we started making tools, I mean our ancestors, it is related to genus Homo.
Sir, Homo habilis is considered the first proper tool maker, and it is around they made those chopping around 2.4 million years ago.
Have you heard about Nature, the journal?
Yes, sir.
From where it is published?
I'm not sure, sir, from which country.
Oh, there is a report that the tool making technology predated before Homos. I have read it. Okay.
So there are, there's the idea that Australopithecus Gadhi.
That's the news in the Nature. The article published in Nature. It is published from London, Britain, isn't it? My last question, you are hearing that panna. Do you believe in it?
No, sir, I don't actively believe, but since my mother does, I have been wearing it for a very long time now.
Okay, thank you. Just for Sir.
Okay, this is your third chance or fourth chance?
So this is my like third attempt and second interview.
Second. Okay. So we don't have to tell you what exactly how you will deal with the board. We have already seen that. Only issue comes about the topics,
Yes, sir.
content. About the content, I can see that you come from you're born in Bengal, you're originally from Bihar, and are in Orissa. So these are the three states which are important for you.
Yes, sir.
I think on that you should read little more and follow the events or incidents that are happening these days.
Sure, sir.
Then Bengal being closer to Bangladesh, about Indo-Bangladesh relations, things happening there, and things happening there and having impact of things happening here, or things happening here having impact of happening there. So I think those are the issues. Every day we say Bangladeshis and they keep coming, and that news goes there also.
Yes,
So
sir.
that doesn't really leave a good feeling for them, I mean in their mind, about us. So that is what I was saying, we'll be losing soft power. If we hear the environment is not good, then our soft power elsewhere will also be affected. That was the idea. So Indo-Pak relations. Then there's a lot of social reforms started from Bengal, Sati movement and so on.
Yes.
And women issues are very important these days. So related with that and how the women various legislations that came to improve the condition of women, still things are not very good on the ground. So all on that area should be, and you should know exactly what is everybody should know. But since West Bengal and social reforms and all those things, and then gets related to other things, and then participation of women, work participation and so on, and why it is happening like this. Child marriage is still happening, dowry is still happening in spite of this, then domestic violence is still happening. On those you should read little more.
Sure, sir.
And have an idea. Orissa is very disaster prone.
So I'm from Jharkhand.
But you are living in Orissa?
No, sir. I'm Ranchi.
You are in Ranchi, okay. So then
No.
that disaster management issues may not come, because a lot of cyclones come there, and Orissa has done a very good job
In managing.
in managing that proper system of things. At the international level, already a lot of things are happening because of the new president there, and India is trying to talk to Europe to have FTAs.
Yes, sir.
Now, FTAs have relevance or not, basically because US has broken all the FTAs, all the foreign trade agreements with Mexico, with many other countries, doesn't recognize WTO, everything is happening. So future of all those things, I think, is very important.
TAs have to be looked. Okay, sir.
Then foreign policy of India vis-a-vis its neighbors and vis-a-vis other countries,
Europe.
where we stand, whether we really, as a Vishwaguru, is anybody consulting us for solving any problem? And if they're not consulting us, what should be our role? What we can do? There is a book written by some German, that he was Indian ambassador, German ambassador to India, and she has written a book on praising a lot of, soft power of India. And I think maybe it was covered, I think, in full page in Indian Express just a few days back.
Yes,
just
sir.
have a look at it. Some ideas, some points she has tried to be where we can be really important in those issues. And that's it. For the communal issue, you try to hide it by saying the worldwide how message goes. I think that's not the correct idea. To control messaging, to hide something is not correct idea.
Okay.
Correct idea is to correct if there is something wrong. Wrong could be on either side. But I think these are the areas where we should come out as a real Vishwagurus.
Okay, sir.
Because India has been as a multidimensional, multicultural, multi-ethnic society and living together peacefully for very, very long time. So everybody respected, everybody was surprised how India is managing it. But now that image is slightly coming, under attack.
Yes, sir.
So I don't say those things in the board,
Hmm.
but I'm telling you the fact what is happening. So therefore, deal with that little more carefully.
Sure, sir. I'll read
Because
more
if you
about
say
that aspect.
media coverage message should not go, that means you want to hide it.
Okay,
So
sir.
if you become a collector tomorrow, you might try to hide
Hide it.
even bigger things, which will be very bad for administration.
Sure, sir. I'll not portray that.
Okay.
Thank you. Vaibhav, I'll say, there just you have time before your interview.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
11th April.
11th April. So just prepare a little more on situation-based or opinion-based questions.
Sure, ma'am. I will.
That is some place where I feel that you were a little surprised and you could have framed and phrased your answer better
Sure, ma'am.
if you had prepared enough.
Okay, ma'am.
But it seemed that you were a little surprised and were not,
Okay. Ma'am, I'll better prepare those answers.
So because your answers could have been better, be it reforming our syllabus, our graduation studies.
Okay.
Because I specifically asked that what would you do for engineers? हम इतने सारे engineers we've been producing, but they're not up to the mark. So, but your answer started with school and then went to engineering and to UGC.
Okay, so just the graduation part should have been
Covered first because that was the focus of the
Basis.
question.
Okay,
That was the basis of the question.
Got it.
Right? So I will just say that prepare your opinion based on situation questions better. Otherwise, all the best.
Thank you.
Yes, Vaibhav, you are a good candidate. Confidence is good. But only thing is, you need to just focus more on being more precise to the demand of the question, as highlighted by the other members. Focus on those areas and focus more on the contemporary developments happening in anthropology, in computing, data analytics, everything. All those aspects needs to be very well prepared, and especially current affairs. Not many things could be asked, so prepare current affairs well, especially economy, international relations. Okay, those aspects needs to be very well prepared, and also from your field, customs, indirect taxes, everything, GST, all those aspects you should be very well aware of. What all recent amendments are being proposed, what all needs to be done, GST council, everything. There are so many things to be prepared. So all those things you need to be fully prepared and try to be more energetic while answering. Okay, looks very low pitched interview. Thoda sa voice modulation you should try.
Going from high to low to low to
low. Exactly. Okay.
I'll look into that.
Yes. Okay. And you can put your hands on your knees. And this will be fine. You will not be wearing a blazer?
Sir, I will be wearing my suit.
Okay. What was your score in your previous interview?
The last 200.
200?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Definitely we should aim for more this year. Okay. All the best. Okay.
You are excellent. In my opinion, you are good enough. Attitude, approach, analytical ability, body language. Only moving hands is a little bit problem. It should not be always.
Okay, sir.
It should not be always. And knowledge, see, communication, confidence level, everything is good. Not salesman, sir.
If asking you the tactical difference between Alex and Guardiola, it's all about possession football and counter.
Okay, sir.
Counter. That's very crisp. Counter attacking and second one the homegrown talent and the bike talent.
Okay, sir.
That was the answer.
Okay,
so
sir.
that anyway you are better. No problem at all. Keep it on.
Thank you, sir.
Keep it on. Good.
Thank you.